see the Danes taking the field now, led by Freddie Clocker due to the injury to Michael Pedersen. So the Italian openers coming out to the middle, who will be looking to give this Denmark team a game. Denmark obviously very high on confidence after that thumping win in their semi-final. Italy, probably more a sense of relief that they got through. Of course, both of them are now qualified for the Dubai Global Qualifier in November, where they can move on to have a chance to qualify for the World 2020 in Bangladesh next year. So we're all set for the final. The floodlights are on. There's still some lovely sunlight over the ground, as there's been all day. The crowd is growing. Ice creams. There's some lovely Italian ice cream here. I'm not sure if you had a chance to sample one, but the fans are enjoying that. And it's great to see that there's some top quality cricket in England that isn't the Ashes today.
Yeah, I don't think you can say that often. Ashes, it's great cricket. But yeah, it's good. All the teams, other teams, they've played their playoff and they're set as well at the stadium.
So, as Saeed was saying, we are starting with spin. He's had a very good tournament, Bashir. I think he's 30 years of age now. He has a lot of experience, and he'll be facing Mirage, who is our man of the match for the semi-final, where he made a 40 in a low-scoring game and then took a very economical spell with his spin. He's off the mark straight away with a single, dropped out on the offside, and Italy off the mark, and we are away in this exciting final between these two top teams in the tournament. It's great having the national anthems, isn't it? It really builds up the atmosphere before this final and just shows that, you know, this is an international match that really matters to the players and to the fans.
It does. I think the players also feel the chills when the national anthems are played.
Yeah, it's a nice drive down the ground there, just for a single. So it's 2 balls gone, just a single on each. Northcott looked extremely good in the semi-final, looked to be in very good touch. Got out for 17 when he might have looked to step on, and that momentum was lost a little for a while. That's a big shot though. That's a cover drive over the top for 4 runs. That's the first boundary of the game, and Mirage continues his great form that we've seen in the tournament. It's only him and Clocker that have made centuries.
I was just about to mention it. He hit a great, that was a great knock. He hit, I think it was 107. Nonetheless, it was a century. Very good knock. So he'll be a vital player to get out early in the power play.
Yeah, obviously got that's going down leg side. A little bit of interest from the fielders as it struck the pad. We have a dangerous lineup. Petricola is the leading strike rate in the tournament until Clocker's innings. He may have been overtaken now. But also they back quite deep. That's a good shot as well. It's to the leg side. It'll be very well fielded on the boundary.
That's Rizwan Mahmood,
who played very well in the semi-final, supporting Freddie Clocker along with Aftab Ahmed. And Freddie acknowledged their support in the interview. So there's a lot of expectation in the ground. There's also the ICC Europe have had their President's Day, so we've got that's another inside-out cover drive, similar to the one he played earlier in the over, and the same result. It's a nice player, that well balanced, just waited on the shot and get the elevation over the fielder.
Yeah, I would say it's one of the most difficult shots to play, the one over cover. So very good technique showed by Mirage, and a very good start for Italy.
Yeah, good positive start from Italy. I think they'll know that they only just scraped through that semi-final. It was a very tense affair. Jersey took it right to the final over. They'll know that this Denmark team are perhaps a step up, and they'll have to accelerate their innings a bit more than they did, where they got slightly becalmed in that semi-final. But a good positive start, and Mirage still looking in great form. It's a 12 off the first over, a 12 for none. We have some seam from the C end.
Yeah, this is Basit Raja. Ball's in swing, medium pace. He's had a good tournament as well. He didn't ball that much in the beginning.
Yeah, he played well in the semi-final. That's just played square. Quite a good throw, but he was easily home. It's Northcott. He hasn't got much pace, has he? So the accuracy is really important for a player like Basit.
It is, and it's kind of an advantage because the batsman has to hit it harder. It doesn't come onto the bat as it does with other bowlers who's got a bit more pace.
Who would you say is the quickest bowler in this Denmark squad?
Well, without doubt, that's Aftab Ahmed. But he is injured. He's struggling with his hammy, so he's not bowling.
That's a big stroke, just gone square on the offside through the gap. A wonderful dive on the. That is great commitment by the fielder out there.
Again, Rizwan Mahmood.
It's Rizwan Mahmood again, who's been in the action quite a lot early on in the field, but he's saved a certain boundary there, and great commitment. So it's the kind of thing the coach is pleased to see.
Definitely. But yeah, after Ahmed, he's a quick bowler. Obviously, he did bowl in the beginning of the tournament, did well, but he's been rested last couple of matches. Bowled a couple of overs yesterday, but that's it. So maybe we'll need him later on. We'll see. But right now, Basit's running in and doing good work.
Worked square on the offside for another single. Yeah, Denmark have a lot of bowling options, both slow bowling and pace. And they've been on good form in this tournament, generally contained the opposition quite well, and their batting has gained momentum as the tournament's gone on, led by Freddie Clocker, of course, but also some key contributions from others. And it's a mix of experience and youth as well, isn't it, with the vast experience of the Pedersen brothers. Well, that was almost went to
Carsten Pedersen, as you mentioned him, standing in cover. But yeah, Freddie Clocker and Carsten and Michael Pedersen, the brothers, they've got the experience, and rest of the team, I would say the average age is not that much. Also Bashir Shah and Bobby Chawla, of course, has a lot of experience. But otherwise, it's a very young team.
Basit again, and that's played over the top again. It's going to go straight to the field. There's going to be a single there.
Denmark has quickly found out the strength of Mirage. That's over the cover. So it's a sweeper out there.
Those coming up now for Northcott. Northcott played some classical drives in his innings in the semi-final, although he didn't go on to post a big score. But he's a nice player to watch. Basit's in again. That's a crunching straight drive, but only going to be a single. It's a good start from Italy, setting one rate of around 11. And they're certainly showing more momentum and impetus than that semi-final. Although, of course, to some extent, the pressure of having qualified for Dubai means that these players can really express themselves in this final.
Absolutely true. And also, as you mentioned earlier, how important it is to win this match. I mean, the next time these teams will meet, maybe at the World Cup qualifier, the World Cricket League, they would be able to look at each other and say, we won against you last time, and that's that gives you an upper hand.
Perhaps we'll talk a little bit about domestic cricket in Denmark as well. I know
Just
that there's a long-running league in Denmark and some great grounds. Do they play 50 overs and 20 overs domestically?
Just before I answer that question, there's just a bowling change. It's Hamid Shah coming on instead of Bashir Shah. Yeah, it's we actually have 50 overs, 20 overs and 40 overs comp. 40 overs, it's kind of a warm-up because it's cold in the beginning. Then comes the 50 overs, and just before these tournaments and in the summer we have 20 overs comp. So we've got a lot of cricket at home.
uses his feet there, Northcott, to come down the pitch. Got to the pitch and a nice straight drive for 4. Well placed and good nimble use of the feet. So who are the top teams in Denmark? Who are the reigning champions, or what region of Denmark are they from?
Well, normally it's Svanholm and
Sorry, just stop you there. It's another lovely shot by Northcott. He backs that long straight drive with a cut, and he looks to be in good touch.
yeah, normally Svanholm who used to win, but this time they're not doing that well. This time it's actually Skanderborg from the west. They are doing very good, on top of the league.
So Northcott's looking in great form here, as he did in the semi-final. He'll be looking to make it count by posting a score of significance, and of course we've seen what Mirage can do. Play patiently and hit over the top when required. It's a full toss, and it's probably missed out a little there, just got a single, driving it to mid-off.
This national team is actually represented by quite a lot of players from Skanderborg, the top team. We have the Pedersen brothers, Freddie Klokker, Kamran and Rizwan Mahmood, also brothers.
That's a nice sweep shot that might beat the man a half stop there. That's probably saved a run. So 3 bowlers used already. So 29 for none. It's a positive start by Italy. You had a chance to see the seafront. It's quite a historic seaside resort in England, Brighton and Hove. The wonderful pier.
Not this time, unfortunately. But I have seen it last year. I came here to watch a fantastic 2020 game. Sussex played.
Bassett again. That's a lovely drive through the covers, but only both of these batsmen looking in good touch. And they'll be looking to build a partnership. Been a lot of good partnerships in this tournament, actually. I think 6 or so century partnerships, including one of 160. And we saw a great one in the semi-final, of course, between Freddie Klokker and Aftab Ahmed. They really complemented each other, both showing a wide array of strokes. Bassett again. Again a similar shot, but this time it's through. That's 4 runs. It's another lovely shot by Northcott. He's got natural timing, keeps his head very still, and it races off the bat.
And very classical shots, proper cricket shots. So Italy really pushing on in the power play. Very good, very good run rate they've got.
Yes, and marked contrast with the semi-final. It looks like we might have a high-scoring contest here, which is what we want. An exciting, dramatic game for the building crowd.
Oh, a very good piece of fielding by Casper Rubin. Unfortunately, that is 4 overthrows, but very close at getting Mirage run out.
There is a bail off, but whether he made his ground or not must have been close, but the umpire was in a reasonable position. Very close. But, unfortunately, cost them 4 runs. So it was a single and 4 overthrows there, which is not really justice for a very accurate throw. It comes down to these things occasionally. Bassett in again to Northcott, who just taps it out on the offside. Very good understanding with Mirage and steals through for a quick single. It looks like the early signs are this could be a high-scoring contest, which will be very exciting for the crowd, which is building here, including a lot of the presidents from around Europe that have gathered at the ICC Europe President's Day event, where prizes were awarded for the best initiatives and development programs. Another square drive. That's I think he's a player that likes to open the face and drive quite square through extra cover and even point. So very good start by Italy, going at 10 and over, and haven't lost a wicket yet, with these two both looking in good touch, with some orthodox and well-timed cricket shots. That's another extra cover drive, and again that's through. Very similar to the shots he played a few minutes ago. Just threaded it through between point and extra cover. Very good timing.
Looks like the pitch is getting better and better. Also, I think they realized, Italy, that from the first match, what kind of pitch this is, because the other grounds that they've been playing on, Preston Nomads and Horsham, they've been really brilliant grounds. But the thing is that they've played a lot of matches on them, so they know how the pitch is, how it behaves. This is the first match, so maybe they just wanted to see the pitch, how it works. And now they've seen 2 matches. Looks like a very good batting track, and they're doing good so far.
44 on the board, the first 4 overs.
Run rate of 11.
So it just the reason for that disparity on the score is that there's a slight confusion over whether there was the overthrows plus the single on that very close run out, as we've got spin again from the City end. That's an attempted sweep. Just comes off the pad, I think. We'll see what the umpire signals. There it is, leg by. Brings Northcott back onto strike. I'm trying to see if there's anyone out on their balconies watching this game. It's surrounded by flats. A lovely place for a late afternoon, early evening drink, watching the cricket. And international cricket at that, as Northcott uses his feet, plays it behind the leg side, just takes a single. Somebody watching the game, a couple there. It's a lovely vantage point. Probably puts a bit of value on those properties, I imagine, particularly in the era of 2020 cricket, where they can watch in the evenings.
I believe they're very lucky to live here. Some cracking games are played here.
That was a wide down the leg side. So you were saying you played here?
No, I've not played here. I would like to play here. Just watched a couple of games.
It's a very charismatic ground. There's an area on the far side of the ground from us, by the indoor school, set out deck chairs for the viewers, which is very different to the modern kind of stadiums you might find in Abu Dhabi or Dubai, or even the Oval, for example. That's a big shot. Yep, he's easily cleared the fielder there. Didn't go for 4 though, just played for 2. Got quite a lot of height on that, but did manage to clear the infield. We're still in the 6 over fielding restrictions, of course, so it does designed to give batsmen license to play an expansive game. There are 2 runs there, so it's taken the score to 49, and now it's gone to 53. It brings it 50 up. Lovely cut shot, well timed, just threaded it through the 2 fielders. So your team need a wicket here.
They do, definitely, and they're doing everything they can, really rotating the bowlers. This is the 3rd spinner.
It's a sweep shot, so a very good stop. Saved a couple of runs. Carlson Pedersen.
That is actually Casper Rubin playing instead of Michael. But yeah, using 3 spinners within 5 overs, also showing the amount of spinners they have on this team.
So 54 off the first 5 at the quarter of this innings of the final of the PEPSI ICC European Division 1, which serves as the T20 regional qualifying event. And we have another change of bowling here at the C end.
It is Casper Rubin replacing Basit Raja, also a medium pacer.
Good line length straight up. That's a fielding error. That might cost a run. Indeed it does. The bowler doesn't look particularly impressed by that.
No, I wouldn't like that too much either.
Doesn't look to be of express pace, so again looking for perhaps a little bit of movement off the pitch or through the air just to deceive the batsman. That's a full pitch delivery, just played mid wicket to take a single. So 57 for none in the 6th over. It's another pitched up delivery. I think it's been given a wide actually. It just gets home. More accurate throw may have been in trouble there. Not sure Northcote wanted to run quite that quickly, but they've shown a lot of urgency in this innings, which is what you'd expect in the final of this tournament. And again, he's slightly erred on the leg side and he's been punished that time. It's just been off his toes quite easily for.
Yeah, I mean, boundaries are very important, especially in 2020 cricket, but even more important is taking the singles and pushing the twos. Keep the scoreboard ticking. Italy doing that very, very well and hitting the boundaries.
Yeah, these two looking in ominous form. Denmark really do need a breakthrough here as that's edged. So it might get cut off. A very good dive by the fielder. But I think that's gone for a boundary, it has. Slightly fortuitous. And another expensive over. Denmark. Denmark will be looking for someone to make the breakthrough, possibly someone of the experience of Bobby Chawla.
Yes, definitely. Bobby Chawla is the go-to man for this team. But Denmark will be very, very happy to get this power play done.
It's just worked out. Just a single.
Yeah, definitely. Just get the power play done and get the fielders out and get some dots in to put some pressure on.
Line's been slightly off in this over, and it's those wides as well. It's been quite expensive. Again, that's down the leg side, and again it's given a wide. He's struggling with his line here. May find that he's might not get another over for a while. These wides, of course, helping to score along. That's a crunching drive, but straight to the fielder. There's no run. That was a long and expensive over. That was the last over of the power play, so the fielding restrictions change, with more allowed outside of the ring. But I think Italy have made very good use of those opening overs and have set a real platform here, and I suspect we're in for a thriller.
Yes, we are. I mean, Italy, they've got brilliant batsmen, and with this platform, it's looking like they're going to get a very, very high score. And this is Bobby Chawla coming into the attack, as expected.
So, Denmark really need to break this partnership. It's looked fluent, and no shortage of quality from these two. Both have played at first-class level. I think you can see that in just the balance, the fluency but they haven't taken too many risks. They've just played orthodox cricket shots, found the gaps. It's going to be a leg bite. So we called it with Bobby Chowler coming on. The leg spinner with a lot of experience. Goes for an LBW shout there, but they just go through for a single, and that's given as a leg bye. He's been playing a little bit of cricket in Australia, I'm told.
Yeah, he's actually moved there and played there for 1 year. He's playing and coaching a side over there, and he's done very well.
Oh, that's a very good ball, just came in. Mirage went to cut him, got slightly cramped, and that was very close to an edge through to the keeper Clocker.
But yeah, he's been playing in Australia, and I think 3 out of 4 teams of his club, they went to the finals, which is great work.
So is that a professional role, or does he have alternative employment as well out there?
Yeah, he's employed as a coach, and he plays as well. I don't know the exact details of his contract, but he's enjoying because the level of cricket is much higher than back home in Denmark. And he obviously likes the challenge.
Slightly awkward shot, but just got a single from it. Probably tried to get it slightly finer than he did, Northcott. This has been a good over from Chowler, bringing some much needed control after leaking quite a few runs before that from the... Again, that's a similar ball to the one earlier in the over. Mirage tried to cut. Got a bit of extra bounce, I think, there. Yeah, that's a good start from Bobby.
Very, very good start from Bobby. If they get a wicket here, break the partnership, I don't think it's going to be very easy for the next batsman. A lot of spinners bowling. But that is if they break the partnership. This partnership is absolutely brilliant. They're cruising.
So, end of the 7th over, Italy 73 for none, so they're going over 10 and over. Mirage continuing his great form on 38 not out of 25 balls, and Northcott with him on 28 not out of 17 balls, and between them they've scored 10 boundaries. So a very good start by Italy, and they will be looking to set, with this kind of platform, a total in excess of 170, 180 I would suggest. Denmark of course will have other ideas and will know that a couple of quick wickets could change the complexion of the game completely, but at the moment Italy are looking very well set, and that's a lovely drive. And that is a classy shot, just used his feet. Northcott came down the track, just beat the fielder in the ring.
The ball was also very wide. It's got to be much tighter.
It's a pleasant looking cut shot. It's got very nice balance to his game, Northcott. The economy of movement, just leans into the ball. So this is Bashir, who's switched ends from his opening over. And that's a big shot on the leg side, but it's not going to go for the boundary, it's cut off. They're going to come back for 2. And they get there comfortably.
Very good fielding by Aftab Ahmed.
So Bashir again, just looking for that, get a bit more air on that ball. That's driven down the ground to long on. With a single. Just moving nicely up towards the 3-figure mark. Still in the 8th over. Could be a chance. It's gone. That's the
great
breakthrough that was much needed. Just went for one of those cover drives. It's been a profitable area for him today, but this time didn't get on top of the ball, and a good sharp catch, and that's Denmark's first breakthrough.
By Carsten Pedersen. Denmark was looking for exactly this, for a breakthrough.
My thanks to Sayer Anjum, who's been with me for the opening overs of this Italian innings. Some great insights into the Denmark squad and domestic cricket scene in Denmark.
Thank you very much.
And I'll be joined by David Holmes as we reflect on a very positive start for Italy before losing that wicket of Mirage, who's been in such great form this week. He really has been one of the players that spectators and the media have been talking about. A high caliber player, played professionally of course in Sri Lanka, as we've said, and you can see that experience in his game. Very well organised with a wide array of strokes, but he's gone now in what was a crucial breakthrough for Denmark, David.
Yes, it couldn't have come soon enough for Denmark. That partnership was really getting on top of them. 82 for 1. Italy cruising along, was it 10.25 and over? And there's a real chance this could have got away from them.
So Chawla again gives it some flight. It's just round for a single. And Mirage was caught Pedersen, bowled Syed Bashir for 41 off 28 balls. So 41 in the final, along with his 43 in the semi-final. So it's made contributions in every game in this final stage.
And that's very important. You need your big players to step up and build those big innings, build those big partnerships.
And when the Italian squad are on the flight to Dubai, they'll be thanking Mirage, because he was the key player, both bat and ball, in ensuring that they got past that low scoring but thrilling contest against Jersey when the Channel Island team came so close to an upset. But they got through to face Denmark, and it's a single square of the wicket.
So Petricola, Northcote on strike. Northcote facing.
Yeah, Petricola didn't make much impact in the semi. So he did have, prior to that, he had the highest strike rate in the tournament. So if we see a bit more of him today, it's going to be an exciting prospect for the fans who've gathered here, along with the presidents and officials from all across Europe that are guests of the ICC, who are sitting to our left and enjoying this wonderful spectacle. The sunlight and the floodlights combining.
That was not a convincing shot by Petricola there.
I think he was in 3 or 4 minds there.
Indeed. And the ball was in 3 or 4 minds as to where it was going to go. Fortunately, it didn't pop back onto his stumps.
He was determined to hit it somewhere, but the bowling has been tight from Chawla. When Chawla came on, they were in a bit of trouble. The last over had gone for 14 or 15, and we were saying in commentary that he's the experienced bowler who could come on and provide some control, and he's done that.
Yes, and Saya's saying actually, as expected, Chawla coming on, so clearly the go-to man in many respects.
Petricola giving himself some room there, just forcing a back foot down to mid off.
So the end of the over, 85 for 1 now, 86 for 1, I beg your pardon. Italy off to a flying start.
Yeah, I think this is set to be an engrossing, high-scoring affair, because we know, even if Italy set in the region of 200, Denmark could get it. And it's amazing in 2020, isn't it? Because if it's a very high-scoring game, or has a very high scoring rate, I should say, you know, you have the potential prospect of 400 runs scored in 3 hours.
Yes. Some test matches don't even get that these days, over 5 days. Mind you, fewer and fewer are actually even lasting 5 days. A few of them now just going to 4. It's a testament to the intensity that Test matches now played these days.
That's a lovely shot down the ground. It should get cut off, and indeed it is. Good fielding there by Bassett.
And Ahmed backing up well as well.
He is timing the ball very well, Northcote, and he was looking good in that semi, wasn't he, before he fell for 17.
He was looking very good. But I'd say that the timing has been a lot more fluent from the Italians throughout this entire innings. It's as if they've had their dress rehearsal.
That's a powerful sweep shot in front of square, but will only be a single. So Fielder got to the ball very quickly, did a good low throw into Clocko, took it over the stumps. It's a bit of a contrast of styles, these two. Northcote very much a classical player, and Petricola has developed his batting after being essentially a bowling all-rounder, and uses power and slightly more unorthodox. Saying that, Northcote's just played a reverse sweep over the top.
I think it was actually more of a switch hit. He seemed to just time it perfectly, though. There's been a couple of those shots during the course of the tournament, but he really got that one well and brought up getting that boundary.
See the Danish bench there, looking at Rizwan Mahmood's injury. Saeed Bashir continues from the C end. That's just played down the ground on the onside, fielded by the bowler.
It's also interesting you've got Clocker captaining as well. I wonder what difference that will have on the team. Michael Pedersen's such an important and influential figure in the field.
Clocker, a former captain, of course, so he's used to the role. And will be full of confidence and very buoyant, of course, after that 129. I thought it was a very interesting interview after his innings, acknowledging the role of Aftab in particular, who was with him for that 140-run partnership, which was really the core of that game, wasn't it?
It was.
Bashir, that's a forcing shot off the back foot, but it's just picked out the fielder.
We were talking about this in commentary ourselves, about the importance of having a partner, and Clocker mentioning it himself. The one thing we didn't get a chance to talk about though was his stumpings. Just the one in that innings, but I think he felt he should have had 3. 2 he didn't get. He said 7. He was telling me for the tournament.
Yeah, he's a very accomplished clubman. Works very hard at it. Also does a bit of coaching with keeping and batting in Denmark, not in an official capacity, but with his club. Hopes to do that in the future as well, combining that with his skill in groundskeeping, which he learnt at Lord's. No better place to do it.
Indeed, there isn't. It's interesting how many players are now going into that role of coaching and are looking particularly to become coaches and bring that experience and transfer it to other players.
So at the halfway stage in this innings, 96 for 1, which would suggest a score in the region of, well, certainly 200, 210 is possible from Italy if they keep their wickets in hand.
Northcote advancing nicely there. Not quite getting the reward for the shot as it's cut off. That long on. That's a long off, I beg your pardon.
Crowd is continuing to build. I think a few people have found out that there's some cricket down at Hove today. Or maybe we're watching a bit of the test match and have come after the conclusion of that. Certainly a few more people than I saw earlier on. And they're seeing a good display of batting by Italy, and no shortage of skill or talent either. There's certainly some talent beneath test level.
Petricola really getting onto that ball and powering it away with the back foot. He's forced it across the boundary. Extra cover.
Yeah, that was a better shot from Petricola. He's played some sort of slightly forced shots where he's been quite cramped, but in that case he got himself in a good position, and he plays with, if he hits it, it stays hit. Petricola, he's quite a heavily built guy. He throws his shoulders into the shots. It's a little bit awkward, and he's now on the ground.
Ensuring his batters over the line. He's got an inside edge onto the pads, which then bounced towards the keeper. Don't think it was a chance for a catch, but there may have been one for a stumping. It would have been a fine stumping if Clocker could have caught that, because he was going well wide of him to the left.
This is Kamran Mahmood. That's another 4, just a cut. Just got past the man at about a point. Only bounced 2 or 3 foot in front of him actually, but he was unable to stop it.
Yeah. Never a chance, and in fact if you'd managed to stop it, it would have been a fantastic stop.
So Italy have passed the 100-run milestone here, David, and you said they scoring at a lot higher rate than they did in the semi-final, playing with a lot more fluency.
Charlie giving that one a lot of flight there, and dipping and sort of drifting across Petricola. Beg your pardon, I'll be calling Mahmood Chala.
It's worked off his hip for single. And that's the end of the over, with Italy bringing up the 100. With the wicket, just with the loss of Mirage, who's been a joy to watch today and was, as we said, the key player in that semi-final. But Petricola has joined Northcott, who's been playing beautifully. And Denmark will be looking for that second breakthrough.
And I'm going to take my leave of you for a while, Tim, and in my place it's going to be Mark Moodley from France to give you some company over the next few overs.
Thanks, David. Well, as I was saying, at ICC Europe function, some awards have been given out just in the break between the semi-final and the final, and one of the people attending that was the president of French cricket, Mark Moodley. He joins me now. Welcome.
Hi Tim, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Enjoying this very spirited effort by Italy, who are going almost 10 and over and finding the boundary regular intervals.
Yeah, they've been motoring really well. And just lose 1 wicket at this stage, it's really very, very good. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
So, Mark, you must be pleased with France's performance in this tournament. They didn't manage to get to the semi-finals, but they won a lot of fans and came 3rd in the group. We'll talk about that after this delivery. That's again changed his stance. Got it very fine on a reverse sweep. It's going out towards the boundary and makes it. It's another boundary for Northcott. Some of our effects microphones are getting a bit of interest from the younger members of the crowd. Adds to the atmosphere. Just come down the pitch a bit there, but it's good fielding off his own bowling. So France, a very, very creditable week here, and had a chance of that semi-final post when Jersey was struggling at 58 for 8 in their final group game. So you must have come away from this tournament with a lot of positives.
Absolutely, it was. It's an absolutely fantastic week. 2 years ago in Jersey, we finished 6th out of 12. Behind the top 4, because they are the top 4. They're 4 fantastic countries. So to finish 5th after a week where we played Jersey, we played Denmark, and we got beaten, well beaten. But then to come back and to get the effort, get the energy in, get the guys running around and doing things properly, it was fantastic. And then to finish today on a win, beating the other 3rd place country, Austria, pretty convincingly as well. That's just a great boost for us, and we're over the moon. So
Northcott on 48, approaching a half century, and he's looked a class act today. And as we said before, sometimes 2020, some slightly experimental shots, but all of his have been out the textbook, but just very well timed.
Yeah, he's been playing great cricket all week anyway, so it's been a major problem for everybody. So a great cricketer. But this Italian side, both of these two sides, are a cut above the rest. They really show us how to play good cricket.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges for them is to perhaps close the gap on those high performance programme nations in Europe, at the likes of Ireland are almost in a level within themselves on that, but certainly Scotland and Netherlands, to close the gap between them.
Well, the gap can't be that big, really. When you see some of the cricket that's being played today, some of those shots, and then just the number of errors that these guys don't make. They don't give many chances. And I think when you get to that sort of level of cricket, then playing against Holland and Scotland, they're going to be really, really good games, and I'm sure they could give Ireland a good run for their money.
Yeah, it's Nick Pink made a very stirring speech in the award ceremony. And he spoke about the newest member of the ICC Europe family, Romania. But also it's very inspiring to hear all the good work going on across Europe in terms of boosting participation and generating interest and building profile of the game.
I think now that a lot of us have decided really to go into the schools and start pushing the schools and the youngsters, we suddenly find that the kids love playing the game. Just a very basic version of the game, just throwing the ball down, somebody hitting, somebody running. They're running, they're screaming, they're laughing, they're having fun, and I think that's the first lesson we need to give. Just let people have fun with the bat and the ball, and then from there, and this is what we're seeing in France, is that you'll get the kids who want to play. You'll get the kids coming to you and asking you questions and saying, "How does that work?" I'll let you talk to him. Otherwise, I'll talk all day.
Just saw a boundary there, square of the wicket, to continue Italy's momentum. Denmark, after having a extremely comfortable passage through the semi-finals, have got a tougher test on their hands here, and it looks like they're going to be chasing a formidable total, which they're capable of course. So attempted sweep shot but missed, well taken by Freddie Clocker.
Yeah, so we found that with the schools, with street cricket, all these tools that we can use to get kids involved into cricket, it doesn't matter how, really. That's the way to go.
The participation figures over the period between 2010 and 2012 show that there's been some very encouraging increases across the world, but also particularly in Europe, where I think that a lot of people are perhaps sceptical about the extent to which cricket can take root in Europe, but I think to some extent those statistics show that it is possible.
If we've got to stop saying to people that cricket is a 5-day game played with a hard ball, and you can possibly not get a result at the end of 5 days. People don't understand this. But if you say it's a 20-minute game played between 6 kids and everybody's going to have a bowl and a bat, suddenly it makes it a whole different game. It's still cricket, but it's making it accessible.
Interesting there, the standing captain here, Freddie Clocker, the wicketkeeper, went over to have a long chat with Kamran Mahmood before his last ball of the over. So I don't know if they've hatched a plan here. A full toss on the next stump. I doubt that was the...
I don't think so, no. Well, the best laid plans of mice and men.
It's the end of the over, 13 gone, 122 for 1. Who are the key players for the French team in this tournament then, Mark?
We had our wicketkeeper Wasim Bati this year, who was very consistent, 30, 40, 50, sort of every single game. And get that consistency is absolutely brilliant. Aaron, our captain, who got 2 50s. Again, the backbone of the team, staying in there all the time, pushing runs, making sure we don't lose quick wickets, and that's the secret. And then we had some great cameos from William Singh, who came in and hit some great runs. And then as far as bowling was concerned, we had, it was a really good all-round performance.
Hamid Shah, C end to Petrocola, who gets single square of the wicket brings Northcott on to strike, who is on 49. Looking to bring up his initial landmark in this over. Field quite well spread now with the fielding restrictions lifted. Shah's in again. And Northcott flipped up. Half second. Drive that. Good applause around the ground, and lifts his bat up to acknowledge their applause, and also to his teammates over. And he has looked a class act today. Based in England, in East Anglia. He's a teacher and a cricket coach. That's a big shot by Petricola. Yeah. That's hit the hoardings, just to our left. And that's a maximum from Petricola. He has got a reputation as a big hitter, and he's just shown why there. He has got power.
They're building a big total here, Italy. 124 now, 130 or 13 overs, 10 and over. It's going to be a tough game, this.
There's a 130 for one after that's maximum from Petricola. That's a slightly more contrived stroke. No run there. He doesn't always look that pretty at the crease, Petricola, but he has been very effective in recent years for Italy. That's coming our way, Mark. Can you get your hands out? Could be out though. Wow!
Wow! He's thrown it back in.
That's extraordinary. I'm not sure that's going to be given.
Yeah,
right on the rope there, and he might well have put his hand on a boundary rope, but the umpires are meeting to discuss. Actually, Mark, very difficult for them to tell, of course.
Well, I sort of thought he was going to run out with the ball, and then he threw it back in, so not to give away the 6. That's interesting, that is.
Well, I must admit, from our point of view, it looked like he put his hand on the rope, and that should be given as 6, but he's walking off. He's walking off, and the umpires are not stopping him, so maybe they're just accepting that they didn't have too good a view. They're on the radios, so they're obviously seeking some clarification.
But shouldn't they stop him before he leaves? Just to...
Well, that was dramatic. I mean, either way, whether it was a 6 or not, it was excellent fielding to get across.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Room to his left.
Oh, yeah, I think it's okay. He's out.
It was Aftab Ahmed. And it's been given, so he's rewarded for that athleticism. And that's the best catch we've seen today, no doubt about that.
Wow. So it looks like we're not going to get a review on that one, are we, Tim, eh? That's a done deal.
Well, there we go. Bit of drama. Grieved at that.
Especially if he watches it on the replay afterwards and says, "Ah, look at his hand."
Yep. Well, he's out on the scorecard. That's what matters. And that was a key breakthrough for Denmark, because as we were saying, Italy making very strong progress. The run rate still just a shade under 10 and over, and they're very well placed to make a total in excess of 200 here.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're going to keep those last 3 or 4 overs, and then they can open it up nicely. Northcote, he's really well set there.
So Petricola, caught controversially by Aftab Ahmed, bowled Shah for 31. It came off 24 balls with 1 6 and 3 4s. Brings Carl Sandry to the crease. So off-spinning all-rounder. He's had a very good tournament.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it looks like certainly that's gone. That's a good stumping from Freddie Clocker. We were just saying with David Holmes how he's a very gifted glovesman, and any chance at all he's take those bails off quick as a flash.
No, well, that was good. Yeah, that's really what Denmark needed to slow this Italian progression down, because over 200 it becomes really complicated.
So you see the photographers screen below us, and their reading of the catch was that he took the ball, his momentum was carrying him over the rope, and he then threw it away, but it's whether he had control of the ball at that stage.
I reckon if he'd kept the ball in his hand, he was over the line, and it was 6. So he threw it back in to avoid the 6. Still.
Yeah, well, it's a good awareness that he was close to the rope.
He touched it, didn't he?
It looked like that, but there we go. Yeah. His effort was rewarded, as we said. And Sandry now at the crease. But, Northcott on probably the key man now, making a half century, looking no fuss at all. Really has got natural timing. So Sandry, of course, was stump clocker bowled Chowler for naught, so he came and went pretty quickly, which has brought the captain Damien Crowley to the crease. It's all been happening quite quickly in the last couple of balls.
I know, yeah. Makes it a little bit more interesting.
So impressive spell by Bobby Chowler. They were struggling when he came on for his first over, actually, and he's been playing Denmark for a long time. As we say, playing at a coach in Australia now for a club side.
That's something we like to do in France cricket, have some of our players go down to Australia or South Africa during the winter and spend a bit of time there, get some more experience. That'll be as part of our long-term plans, let's say. Long-term plans. We had one of our bowlers last year who spent a week in Kent.
That's just played square out on the offside by Crowley for a single.
Yeah, he spent a week in Kent training with the first team before their game against Yorkshire. Obviously met all the players, bowled at everybody. It was a great experience, and we need more of that in France.
Right, so it changes. That's played. That's a great shot. Reverse switch hit behind square, gets 4 for that.
Got into position so early, didn't he? Really good.
You're very quick to premeditated, of course, but you have to be very quick to switch your hands that quickly. And if you do it fractionally too early, the bowler can see you do it, of course, and change his delivery. So
change his line. Yeah,
it's a risky shot, but profitable if you get it right, as we saw there.
And it's interesting because he's got 2 fielders down there. He's just behind square and like the short fine leg. So it's a bit of a risky shot.
Showing that he can complement his obvious finesse with a bit of audacity. So 15 overs gone. Italy 140 for 3. So breaks have been applied a little bit by Chowler, who has the excellent figures of 1 for 14 off 3 overs. He only has 1 left, of course. But we'll see how many Italy can make in this final quarter of their innings. Still got a lot of wickets in hand, so you probably expect them to at least get close to 200 or possibly still get there.
I think 200's still on. Yeah, it's still on. They got 7 wickets there, and Northcote's still there.
That could. He didn't really go for it. The fielder was. I don't know if he'd really entered in and dived. He might have had a chance, but in fairness, it was 8 or 9 yards short of him. Just a lofted drive by Northcott.
Again, it's always a choice, isn't it? Take a wicket or lose 4 runs, because if you missed it, it was 4 more runs, and they've got to slow the runs down.
Take a ball in the teeth, perhaps. Like those ones where you have to dive forward. So Crowley got a very high back lift, just drives it out. And come back for 2 now.
Yeah, good running there. Good running.
Direct hit might have been interesting there. It wasn't the strongest throw actually from the deep.
A lot of twos available in this ground. A lot of
This is,
twos.
Basir Shah. So that's pulled down the ground to Ahmed, who took that excellent catch, or was it a catch? But anyway, it's in the scoreboard as a catch down below us.
It's done. Yeah.
It's a talking point for us here in the commentary box. We had a great view, actually, didn't we,
Yeah.
Mark? Just a couple of yards before us. It's driven down the ground again. After being a busy man in the field.
I think Denmark will be happy with singles now. It's really bringing the rate right down, something a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, the run rate's come down from around 11 to just over 9, so it just shows that's a lot of air on that delivery.
Yeah, and he got away with it. Good.
One of the German bowlers, I think a German leg spinner I saw on Monday when I was down, he really gives it some flight,
turn,
very slow.
Yeah,
Gets a lot of turn, of course, but
yeah.
of course if it's that slow, the batsman have got ample time to get to the pitch. So, but it's good to see spinners having the confidence to give it some air and some flight.
Well, yeah, and of course if the field is well set, then you're saying to the batsman, go on then, go for it, have a go for it. And yeah, a spinner today, even fast bowlers, they accept they're going to get hit for 6, but sometimes it's the payoff, isn't it? The trade-off, and say, well, okay, you can hit me for a couple of 6s, but I want your wicket.
This has been a tight over, just 5 from it. So Denmark have done well in this period, actually, just when Italy were running away from them.
Yeah, well, 200 was a short total, wasn't it, before? But then these 2 wickets have really brought things back into perspective.
A bit of a slight delay there while the batsman has reversed his stance again, but hasn't connected with that one.
You've got those 2 fielders there. It's interesting.
Yeah, not necessarily a percentages shot.
No.
This time he's moved away and played an inside-out cover drive. That's a great shot.
That's
I
a
think
good shot. Yeah.
Probably a better option than the option he tried to ball before.
Yeah, most certainly.
That's the 150 up as well, early in the 17th over.
Yeah, he just stepped back, put it over the extra cover's head, and 4 runs all the way.
One of the awards given in the ceremony that you and I attended in the break between those games was for the best photograph of the year, and I think they pinned it up. We'll come back to that. I think a young fan has found one of our effects microphones and clearly liking the attention. Wailing into it. Yeah, the best photo of the year was quite a dramatic one, Mark. Have you seen it?
I haven't actually. I've seen it on the website once, a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, I didn't. I was waiting to see it again today to look at it properly, but unfortunately we didn't get it.
It's a game, I think, in Israel, was it?
It's in Israel, yeah.
A game is taking place, and a huge roaring inferno happening in the field behind, and they didn't stop the game. And it's really quite a dramatic shot. That's
trying the same thing.
Another inside-out cover drive. This time, got it nearer the player, but the comeback well run too.
I think that was a great photo because it's so sudden, so instinctive, and just it's something we wouldn't we see a bit of rain and we're off, and there's a raging inferno, and the guys are staying on playing cricket, so it was good.
This partnership's starting to build now, and he's played a similar shot again. That's almost identical to the last shot he played there. He just gave himself a little bit of room and opened the face to get it between those 2 boundary riders. Now it's been a profitable area for Italy in the last few overs, and this partnership's starting to build now.
Yeah, he's made up his mind on that shot. You can see that. I can see the extra cover fielder. He's come round a little bit more. So it's going to be interesting to see where he looks for the gap now.
Northcote enjoying it, smiling his face. Well, why not? He's playing some beautifully out there. I think he's his highest score of the tournament. I know he made a 50 in the group stages, but against Denmark this matters a bit more, of course, in the final. Yeah, that's the end of a very good spell by Bobby Charla. Went for a few runs in that over actually, but
still 4 overs for 27. That's good. That's very, very good, considering they're going at 10 and over. Well, not quite now, but 10 and over on average. It's good.
He came on at a difficult time, and as we say, provided some control. That's the benefit of experience. Also, bowling leg spin with control is quite difficult because wrist spin, of course, a bit more to go wrong with it, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah. That's right. A lot of us don't bother.
I was reminded about an England under 15 game where they opened the bowling with 2 young leg spinners, names of which were Nasser Hussain and Mike Atherton.
All right, that's a story. Didn't know that. Did they win?
Okay, so a spin again. That's slightly wide. That's slapped out square on the offside, but just for a single by Crowley, who's been given very good support to Northcote. As I say, we're looking to see whether they can get up to 200 in these closing stages. Reverse his position again. That's a lovely shot.
Yeah, that's
a lot
good.
of control.
It's a great shot. That great shot.
Well balanced. Beat the man, and well earned round of applause.
All along the ground there, no risk whatsoever, and well, no fielders really, just a fine leg. That's a great shot.
Been very impressed by Northcote in this innings. You can see why he played a little bit of first-class cricket in his native South Africa. That's one bounce down to long off. A little bit frustrated actually.
Yeah, I think he was going for the big one, wasn't he? And he just must have held up on him a bit, and he didn't go through with a shot.
He's certainly practicing something that Rory McIlroy would be proud of.
It looks, yeah, a nice 9 iron there.
Brings Crowley onto strike. He goes for a similar shot actually, but I think he's going to just about get away with that.
Yeah, just between it and they're going for 2 there.
Comes back for the second. He just threw his head back a little bit, didn't quite get the contact.
But if he had of, it probably would have gone down his throat actually.
Exactly.
He got away with that.
It's Hamid Shah from this. This is in Damien Crowley with a high back lift, just powers that off the back.
Oh, Northcote some difficulty there now.
Came down, but there's no run there.
That's the favourite shot of my ladies in France, that is. That pull to mid-wicket.
What, for no run?
Yeah, for no run as well, yeah. Oh, here's a goal.
That's a lovely shot,
yeah,
straight 6.
That's
come to us actually.
Yeah.
Just slightly to the left of mark, a couple of yards, and that was a sweet stroke and didn't really, just pure timing, wasn't it?
No effort, lovely shot. Of course, he'd been looking for it as well. He'd been practicing the ball before, 2 balls before.
So Denmark temporarily put the brakes on, but Italy starting to find a little bit of rhythm again.
This 200 is still on, isn't it? 2 overs to go.
Yep, 2 overs to go here, as Mike said, of this innings. Just having a quick look at the bowling figures. There's been a little bit of treatment. The standout player has been Bobby Charla with that 4 overs, 1 for 27. Some of the others have come in for a little bit of punishment.
Yeah. Yeah, that's normal, isn't it? Good players, and this ground is big. It's compared to some of the grounds we've been playing on this week. There's a bit more yardage.
So 27 needed to get to that 200 mark of the last 2 overs. Back to seam for the first time for a while, and that's clipped powerfully off his legs by Northcote for 2. 175.
Yeah, I think Italy's got to be looking at 200, seeing what Freddie Clocker did earlier in the other semi-final game. Such a good player. He's such a dangerous player.
It's just worked off his toes for a single by Northcott, bringing Crowley back onto strike.
They know they've got to be up around the 200 to put pressure on Denmark right from the beginning.
So Javid with this penultimate over, with the Clocker standing up to the stumps. And we are just seeing whether they can get to that 200, which psychologically that's a big shot square.
Yeah, that's gone.
That's gone for a maximum. It has. Powerful stroke. Just worked it square, a little bit short. Can't really drop short of that kind of pace, but swiveled on it. Umpire struggling with the sun there to see whether it was a 6 or not, but we're pretty sure it is.
Yeah. The fielder's confirming it was a 6. Which was very good of him. All fair play.
Is he confirming that while standing on the rope?
I jumped.
Certainly one of the
same again.
hard. That has been given the treatment.
Oh, it might be a bit shorter, that one.
It's just a 1 bounce 4.
Yeah.
It looked like he coiled up for a really big one, but just bounced. Before, over quite a busy part of the crowd there. They enjoyed that, came their way. I'm always amused by the sort of crowd catches. You get some brilliant ones, but you get some quite embarrassing ones too.
Yeah, that's right. People regret it for the rest of their lives afterwards.
And you get some people that aren't quite so used to coming to the cricket who don't realise that they're potentially part of the action.
Yeah.
That's a powerful hit too. That just 1 bounce to the fielder there. It's long on, but they come back for 2. As a seagull flies over the sight screen at the far end. Came over all a bit blowers there.
I know. I was just thinking. Yeah, I was looking for the London bus there, or the South African Airlines jet flying over the ground. Of course, seagulls, very appropriate.
Yeah, well, Blowers has a little bit of doing a little tour with Aggers at the moment, I think. Sort of cultural icons, aren't they? As we see another by Crowley, just swiveled on it and played it behind square.
Very expensive over this. This is a really big over for Italy. This. It must be at 20 there now.
Yeah, Javed, not really what the captain ordered from him here. He hasn't really got much pace.
You can't bowl short there in the 19th over like that.
That was actually a free hit because there was a no ball in the previous delivery, which is the first one we've seen today. It's quite an exciting thing. That I think the crowd quite like it when the umpire signals that. That's
we tried again.
Square again, but this time it was fielded safely. But 194 is a huge over Italy, almost assuring a 200 finish, as we say. Well, we'll see what happens in this last over, but if they have a big one here, they could even set 210.
Yeah, and they're going to go for it. These two guys are totally capable of hitting big shots. So big over now for Denmark. You've got to put the brakes on as much as possible.
This is an interesting choice. It's Hansen who bowled early on and went for I think 14 and bowled quite a few wides, but he's on for the final overs. So Clocker giving the young man quite a response.
Yeah, the death over. They must have a plan, Tim. They must have a plan.
We'll see. That's a kind of full toss on the leg stump, and it's gone for 4. He strayed down the leg side in his last over, actually, and doesn't seem to have corrected that line.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate because it gives the batsman so much more confidence. He's on 49 already, Crowley. Look at that. I didn't realise. 49.
Yeah, he's been motoring, and this partnership has really built. And he's hit that down the ground, but not really timed it. But comes back for the 2. Yeah, that's
well done.
200's up. We were wondering whether they get there. They have. And there's a lot of applause by the crowd. including some of your counterparts down there
Yeah,
to our left,
yeah,
Mark.
they're all watching that. And he's got his 50 as well, Crowley there. 23 balls.
Gosh. Well, that's a big shot down the ground. This is that's gone just below one bounce four. Just thudded into just below us in the commentary box. And we did say this was a risk, giving this young man the last over. And
that's 10 off 3 balls, isn't it?
there might have been an argument for possibly holding Bobby Chowler back. I don't know.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's a difficult one to call. Again, that's
That's
inside
gone.
out cover drive for another 4.
That's gone.
The got quite sore hands, the spectators, in the
Yeah, that's
been
right.
clapping a lot of boundaries in the last couple of overs.
You know what's good, Tim, is that they're not slogging. These guys, they're playing proper cricket shots. That's what makes it really good to watch.
And the partnership's over 70 now between these two.
Oh, there
And
it
that's
goes.
a big shot on this. It just clears the fielder by 2 metres. Umpire signals a 6. And this has got a little bit ugly for the young man.
Yeah. How many is that now? About 16 off this over? 2 4 10. I think about 16 off this over with 2 balls to go.
Has a big mow across the line there, but just gets a little something on it. It dribbles out onto the onside just for a single.
Actually, he was being diplomatic there, giving Northcote the last ball. Thank God. You can have a bat now.
Yeah, he's been stealing the limelight from his partner.
Nah, absolutely. All's fair.
Northcote's been the innings to admire from Italy here. Just pulls away actually in his delivery stride. So bowler has to go back to his mark.
Don't know why they're walking off.
Oh, that was interesting. He came into bowl, and then the batsman pulled away. The umpire signalled dead ball, and they all realised that was the end of the innings. So,
But the scoreboard's saying 19.5. Have Italy declared?
that would be unusual, to say the least. So it looks like we've come to a conclusion here, and Italy have made 214 for 3 off their 19.5 overs. No, off their 20 overs. So Denmark 215 to win the PEPSI ICC Division 1 under the floodlights here at Hove. It's going to be quite an ask, but if there's one man that can do it, it's Mr. Clocker, who has been the standout player in this tournament and made that scintillating 129 in the semi-final.